Oh, you raise sixes. That's interesting.
Um,
I mean, you three bet them. Yeah.
three betting on small blind to button. Yeah,
Mm.
I try and play my blinds aggressively with a playable hand
Yeah.
because you get so many folds three
Yeah.
betting the button, and so yeah, if I've got a playable hand, I yeah,
Okay, that's interesting because I think my three betting range is very small at the moment. Um, it's like maybe I'll get up to maybe four. Like I think that I would three bet like I three bet eights here, but I wouldn't do sixes. Um,
the
eh,
other thing I think
I'm not really
from
sure
my
though.
personal experience is playing these little pocket pairs is tough,
Mm,
and I think if you take the lead, they become a little bit easier.
okay.
That's my other thought on that because I've had sessions where I've just called, never hit a set, and it's like, right, so what can I do differently?
Mm, yeah.
It's a semi-premium hand.
Yeah. I
It's
agree.
not
It's
brilliant,
nice.
but yeah, it's a it's a pair. It's tough to make pairs. They always say.
Yeah.
But I was yeah, I got a bit annoyed with just calling and losing and folding or whatever. So yeah, I just sort of decided to take the lead a bit more with these
Yeah. Yeah.
pocket pairs. Depends, and it totally depends on the position and things like that. Like small blind,
Mm.
it's always better to raise than to call in small blind.
Yeah, and people are more sticky as well in three bet pots. So it's like if you do when you do hit the six, you can just be like, all right, got it. And if you're
Yeah.
up against a recreational player, you can see bet more often, and they're gonna more often fold. So
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
yeah, I think the tricky parts are in these sorts of situations where he's called, and we can put his range on, like, well, he's got a very good range when he calls your three bet, right? Especially
Um, yeah. Yeah. I guess.
yeah, because you three bet quite small for out of position.
Yeah.
35.
I need to work on his. But I found this size does work a lot.
Mm.
Um,
Well, it depends if you want to get him to call you or to fold, right?
well, yeah. I mean, I found that I've been getting a lot of folds with this size as well against buttons and against if I'm in the big blind and the small blind does it
Mm.
as well. I've been finding that I get a lot of folds with this size, so I'm
Yeah.
sort of stuck with it. But it might be worth rethinking the sizings.
Yeah, well, I think with this kind of hand, it's sort of like bottom of your range that you want to be three betting. So I think we want to be doing sizings that are more scary looking. So like,
Yeah.
going with Charlie's thing of making like round numbers early on in hands are actually quite scary. So like 40, 35,
Yeah.
I mean, it's more scary, but like 40 is like kind of like it's pretty scary, right? Because it's like now I'm starting to um, get into the fours. It's definitely a lot scarier than 35 to bet 40. Um, and
Yeah.
yeah, because like I know that out of position we should be betting around four times um, to just make sure. I'm not actually sure why, but that's just the advice I've got. Bet four times the raises bet when you're out of position, and if you want your opponent to fold
Yeah.
most of their range, except for their premium.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we're just giving them too good a price to call in position and playing
Yeah.
out of position. A lot of the time we're just going to be paying off because they get to decide what they're the ones that dictate uh, how the hand goes because they're in position, right?
Yeah.
And so we want to make them pay a big price to be in position. So yeah, I would say that yeah, if I want someone to fold, I'd be betting at least 40 or
Yeah.
50. So and that that's you've seen it, right? People in 5 and L will three bet you to 50 in this spot. Um, yeah, and that's the reason why they just want you to fold. When you see 50, you're like, oh god, I better have ace king
Yeah.
jacks plus. Otherwise, I can't really call this because that's what they're ripping. and so we fold out all of their range. But when you bet 35, they're like, actually, I kind of want to call this with my low suited, like Jack 10
Yeah.
suited and Jack 10 suited plus, basically.
Mm.
And we've only got 6-6, so we're only flipping against Jack 10, and it flops really well if it does hit, and so it can be kind of deceptive whether or not we are ahead, even if we do hit a 6. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah. Plus, I think maybe you leave yourself to getting 3-bet if it's with a small amount. With a small.
Oh, 4-bet, you mean?
4-bet, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Now that's totally true as well. Get 4-bet off, and then you don't really want to call 4-bet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't mind that. I actually really like that you were talking about 3-betting 6s, because I think I was thinking something similar recently, where it's like you want to get into big pots with pocket pairs when you're set mining, right? And this is a good play to set mine because they've got over 100 big blinds. And so if you're the one that initiates that, one, you can get a free fold, or two, you get to enter the pot with a chance to hit the 6s, which is way better than what you said before, calling down the 3-bets.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So you're repping. You can rep higher, so if ace comes down, you can rep them, and
Yeah.
so you leave yourself more options.
Yeah, totally.
But it is, like I say again, totally up position. I don't know if I'd. Where would I do that from?
Well, I'm just thinking the button. The button would be interesting to do it. Yeah.
Cut off to sort of under the gun, that sort of thing.
Mm. Yeah.
That would be a call.
Totally.
I think in these positions, I think it's all right to give it a go.
Yeah, totally. So, what do you like to do in these situations, actually? Now that he's called, because he's got quite a wide range of good hands.
Yeah.
that have missed.
I mean, not. And what I can't remember what I thought about his range at this point. I think I thought the same, that it's still quite wide range. But I also thought that was quite a safe flop for 6s.
Yeah.
His range, I'm thinking, like overpairs, suited broadways, and ace-X's.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's got any pocket pair here. He'll also call with any low suited connector as well. So he's got a really wide range. He might even call with his ace X suited, which normally would fold to quite a big 3-bet, and ace X suited here is actually quite dangerous because they're probably not folding to any c-bet size except for maybe pot. They're not folding to half pot, which is like the standard size, right?
Yeah, I didn't know half pot on this one.
Yeah, what did you do? Let's have a look. So you did 1/3. Yeah.
I think I just.
And then we raise. Yeah.
So yeah, and at that point I'm thinking he's raised, called a 3-bet, and then raised again. At this point, I've decided my 6s aren't that strong.
Yep. Yeah, he's ripping over pairs or like ace 4, ace 5, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I'm thinking strong pair there.
Yeah.
Possibly not aces, kings. I mean, would he do that with ace king? Would he raise the?
Nah, he wouldn't. He wouldn't do that with ace king.
So I remove sort of the high ace-X's, and then you're right. It sort of leaves you with the straight draw aces, but a strong, probably jacks, tens.
Yeah, or sets for sure.
Or sets.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's why with
sevens would be the main candidate on that. But yeah.
I think that's why as well with the 3-bet we need to do it to 50, or because it folds out all the pocket pairs. The pocket pairs don't like set mining that big. Well, that's been my experience anyway. I'm like, I don't really want to call this with my low pocket pairs. they're repping a much higher pocket pair than me, and I just lose money a lot of the time.
Agreed.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Are you opening? How wide are you opening small blind versus big blind?
Pretty wide.
How wide?
Stupid.
How wide's pretty wide? Because like I only just recently found out that we do open stupidly wide, basically. So would you open? So one of the hands that we looked at in the last video is 2-6 suited. Would you open that small blind versus big blind?
Probably not. Probably not.
Okay.
Probably go like 6-5 suited.
Okay. Well, you might actually make a lot more money. Be able to make a lot more money then, just from the small blind versus big blind. I think this is our range. Let me just. I've got here. So I think we can open. It's like 80% of hands or something ridiculous that we can actually open. Let me just see. It was. Yeah, we can open any jack. I don't think we open that. I think we open 10-6, 9-5, 8-4, 7-3, 6-2.
All off as well. Offsuit.
Yeah, all the offs. Anything that can make a straight, we open. Anything that could have, well, a flush draw, two suited cards. Any two suited cards we open. So it's really only these cards that don't make a straight that we don't open. Because, and Charlie explained it pretty well, it's just like people are overfolding big blind versus small blind. They're thinking the exact same thing you were. I'm not calling unless I've got not even that. They're calling with like King 9. They're going, I'm only calling with these cards here, maybe not even those. 10-6, sometimes not even these. It's like they're calling very, very tight. So it's like, we just make so much money off them calling this kind of range, just by betting pretty much 80% of our hands. And if obviously sometimes, most of the time when the cards come, like we've got the same percentage chance to hit, like a 33% chance to hit, and people will, they'll do the same thing. They'll just fold, like they're playing the same game. They fold to C bets a lot of the time, and so you can basically play the same. It's just if you do hit top pair, you treat it more as just a second pair value hand where you're like, I'll just check it back, and then they can bet, and that's pretty much the only change that I've been making. It's just I just don't treat my top pair hits as actually anything but value hands. Sorry, anything but like second pair value hands, and you just make a lot of money from doing that. Yeah,
oh, nice one.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know when that stops. I think, like, I was talking to something who plays 15L, and he says still the same. He still opens basically the same, that range in 15L, because people are overfolding. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good to know. I will adjust.
It can be difficult to adjust for sure though, because it's like, I had this the same. Well, the problem there, if I hit a hand, I don't recognize how weak my kicker is. So it took me a long time to just get used to that, because you just don't want to commit to hands as much. If they are betting back, it's just the same. Like it's like in 2NL and 5NL. If anyone's betting back, like if they're raising you, or if they're, if they're calling big bets, they've obviously got something. They're not going to call them. They don't call without hitting something, right? So it's like you just say, okay, they're calling me in this case. My hand's not that great. They can be calling with a lot better, so I'm just going to shut down, because I make a lot more money over time from the people that fold, or the people that fold to my C bets, than I do them potentially having a better hand and me putting in too much money.
You see betting more?
What was that, sorry?
You see betting half pot every time?
Depends.
Or
I'm only c-bet. I'd say my average c-bet is only 1/3 because a lot of like I will c-bet half. It depends on what the board is. Yeah, but I've been finding 1/3 a lot of the time. It's probably half and half, 1/3 or half pot. If it's a dry board, 1/3. If it's a paired board, 1/3. If it's hits my range better than their range, 1/3. Things like that. Because they, I think 2-and-out players, I don't know if they look at ranges, but they seem to fold a lot to that. And then the times that I bet a half is sort of like if I've got, actually sorry, and I also bet 1/3 if I've got strong draws and I'm going to barrel big on the turn, because I want them to call, right? Well, I kind of want them to call. And then also, I think the only times I bet 1/2 is when I've got a good hand and it's hit their range and I want to just get the pot up. And sometimes I'll even bet 75% in those situations.
Right.
Yeah. But I think I'm betting 1/3 a lot less. Sorry, a lot more than I am betting half or 75. But I'm not sure if that's correct or not. It's just an adjustment that I've been making. And I don't know if it's actually profitable me doing that, but that's just the thought process behind it, at least.
If you got like HUD, you got Holder Manager.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got
Get back-
Poker Tracker.
Poker.
Yeah.
Back to your database.
Yeah, I could look through it actually. I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure where to find it on here. Where do we even find it?
You
Like if I have a look at a couple days ago.
filter.
Oh yeah, here we go. Filter. So I could probably filter for a day and just be like,
Click more filters. That should give you
yeah, I can just say if I bet 1/3 or something like that.
position.
Uh,
Player position. Put small blind in for player position. Free flop.
Wait, what? Position of active player. Oh yeah, greater than. Oh, so we want to do 3. Oh, small blind 2.
Oh, I'm lost now.
I think it's like 9 is in 9 player tables. I know we can look at it here by position. So.
There you go. Yeah, that's fine. Small blind. So you.
Oh, this is old data. Let me just get the new data. So, because I wasn't doing it, I was only doing it the last week or so. So if we look at a week, since the 4th, yeah. So now my small blind's like pretty profitable, I think. But yeah, well, it wasn't profitable before, and now it is profitable, which is kind of interesting.
So gone where is? Okay.
I
Yeah.
think it's only 1,500 hands.
Yeah. Still, over any sample being up in the small blind's good, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Up in the big blind. 1,000 hands.
Oops.
Was in profit on the big blind, which
Well, big blind always loses money, right?
yeah, I didn't realise at the time was good. Somebody, I think it was an ego, told me.
Yeah. I think like on the day that I was playing really well, everything was green, and I was like, this is cool. Yeah, I mean, because I've only just started playing 5-0, and it's only been a week or so since I've actually put everything together. So I'll have to have a look back at these stats and see what's actually changed with a bigger sample. But yeah. Anyway, let's have a look at a few more hands.
I think I played this one.
Okay, so your isolation is 5. What are we looking at? I know in 2-0 we isolate to 8 in position. What What are your thoughts
Yeah.
behind isolation?
Limpers are, yeah, it was 5 exit.
You 5x it. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Charlie, both Helena and a few other people have said when we're isolating versus limpers in position, we want to be betting 4 times. So it would be 20. And out of position, we want to be betting around 10. Is it 4 times? Around 5 times. So 25 to, I think it's probably around 27. It's like 11. It's 11 big blinds. I can't remember. No. It's 5. Yeah, it's like 5.5 big blinds out of position. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. They didn't tell me why, but those are the numbers they said work. So I was like, okay.
You should know more than us.
Yeah. Someone can tell us why.
Yeah.
Why do we bet 4 times?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. And then he raises you all in. Okay, that's fun.
Oh yeah, yeah, he shoves.
And you have to watch it for sure if that guy calls.
Yeah, I did, but yeah.
Oh, damn.
It would be nice to know his limp shoving range.
I think that's fine as well. It's like a lot of the time, I make a lot of money off those guys that do that.
Limpers always get, if I've got a playable hand and there's a limp, I'm always raising.
Yep, we make so much money off those guys.